Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make some poli, which is filled with pistachio and honey. For my poli dough, I'm going to use the same recipe that I used to make the normal poli, for which I will need. I have 3 cups of cake flour sieved, half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of sour milk, and this sour milk I made by using half a teaspoon of lemon juice and 3 tablespoons of milk, so it turned to sour milk. I'm also going to use 2 tablespoons of ghee for the dough. Thereafter I have 1¼ cup of warm water to dough. To my flour, I'm going to add in my half a teaspoon of salt, my 3 tablespoons of sour milk, my 2 tablespoons of ghee. I'm going to use my hands so I can form this flour into like a breadcrumb finish. My flour is mixed up, and now I'm going to add in my warm water. I'm going to do this very slowly. My 1 cup of warm water made my dough the way I want it, but you can always judge the water in your dough. The reason being, sometimes the flours are different. That's why I previously used 1¼ cup, and now the dough is done with 1 cup, and that's the reason why I had my quarter cup on the side. With my dough being done, I'm just going to cling wrap this and let it rest so I can prepare my filling. For my pistachio filling, I am using 100 grams of pistachio nuts. I've also got 50 grams of cashew nuts, a tablespoon of sesame seed, a pinch of ground clove, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a teaspoon of lemon juice, and I'm also going to use honey accordingly to make a paste. We'll start off with 2 tablespoons and thereafter we'll adjust. I am going to start off by roasting my nuts and sesame seed. I've got my stove on medium heat, and I'm going to start by giving my sesame seed a quick roast. My sesame seed is starting to turn color, and then I am ready to take it off. Put it into the bowl that I'm using to mix. Then I'm going to add in my nuts. I will give these nuts a quick fry till they also take on some color. My nuts has turned into a light brown color, and then I am going to just put it into my food processor for a quick ground. Next. This is how it's supposed to be ground. Not too fine, not too rough. I'm going to add these nuts into the sesame. To my ground nuts, I'm going to add in my cinnamon and my clove. Give this a nice mix. And then my lemon juice. I'm going to measure my honey and see how much will I be able to use of it. This is 1 tablespoon. I'll give this a quick mix. I think I will need another 2 tablespoons. This is not too wet, so it wouldn't burst when you're making the polis. All in all, we used 4 tablespoons of honey. Here's my rested dough, and I've also got my oil heating up slightly. So I'm going to make a log of this dough and then form little small ball that I'm going to use for the puri making of the poli. I'm just going to roll out a few to show how it's done, and thereafter I will continue. And these polis can be frozen if it's extra. We'll go a little thin. The size is okay. Yeah, I rolled out my first 6 puris, and I'm going to start filling. I'll take a teaspoon at first. Put it towards the center. Maybe I can put a little more. So it's 1.5 teaspoons. And thereafter, using my fingers, I'm going to apply some water, and I will fold it to the next end, meet up together, and press. Then to make a little pattern, we can use a fork. Or you can also fold around the edges. So this is how it will look. I keep this aside, and I'll start with the next one. I'll do the same method. There's another one also done, and I will continue. I'm using my non-stick frying pan. I have 2 centimeter of oil that's heated up, and I'm going to use medium heat. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of ghee. The ghee will help to make my poli crispy on the outside and keep it nice and firm. My ghee is melted into my oil, and now I am ready to fry. So there's my first 6, and while this is frying, I am gonna fill in rest of my dough. 4 minutes has passed, and I am ready to give my poli a turn. Couple of them puffed up. I will keep turning until it's golden brown. 15 minutes has passed, and I was continuous turning it, and now this is ready to take out. I don't want it to get too dark in color. So as it cool down, it will get nice and crispy. Here I have my wire rack. I'm going to place my poli onto it. In total, I made 20 of this poli, but it depends how you do the filling, and don't make your honey mixture very runny, otherwise you'll see it seeping out of your dough. This first 6 is enough for us, and the rest will be frozen and fried out for Diwali. Here you go, your lovely pistachio and honey poli, fried nice and crispy, and on the side we have a lovely cup of tea to go with. Now Pranesh will tell you all how he invented this method.
So the idea behind it is that the filling will taste very much like baklava, which comes from Turkey and is influenced by the Persians, and we've just used that filling inside the poli. Some other Persian influences in our sweetmeats include gulab jamun. So I just thought that we will make a new combination for the poli filling.
I will quickly break one poli and show you the inside. It's nice and crispy. You heard the sound. You can see the filling inside is not too syrupy and nice and crispy on the outside. When these polis get cool enough, I will be able to dust in some icing sugar on top, but that's optional. I want to wish all my viewers a very happy Diwali for tomorrow, and I wish they have a very safe Diwali and love come from the Lakan family to you. Thank you all for watching and enjoy.